morning, everyone. So today we had planned kind of a combined class with Grace. So because we had some modifications, what we're going to do is we're going to go along with the Chandrasana pose or the Chandrasana series and sequence. And I'm going to explain how to do Chandrasana or the moon's salutation in a safe way for the knees. This comes because both Grace and me have injuries on our knees, and Chandrasana for me, when we do the Chandrasana salutation, for me tends to be really difficult, and I have to modify it quite a lot to be able to make it safe for me. So I will combine some of the exercises I've been doing in physiotherapy and also explain you how to keep your knee in a kind of safer way where you do a couple of the poses that you will see in Chandrasana. So for Chandrasana, we're going to start on the top of your mat, and we're going to normally, because Chandrasana is about the moon, you're going to try to go towards your left in a traditional sense. And this is basically because your right side is the sun side, your left side is the moon side. So just to keep it consistent with traditions, we're going to go towards the left side. So start at the front of the mat. You're going to be looking to the side of your mat. This is why I have this camera today. And make sure that the left foot is on the inside, right? And just bring your toes together, your heels slightly apart, and then externally rotate your legs. And this is one of the first things that I think is really good in order to protect the knees. When you are in a straight pose, you really want to keep the legs engaged. So normally you can just be with the legs like they are when you're normally standing. By creating the external engagement, you actually put your tights and everything to work. Okay, so be very consistent with that. On the next inhale, close your eyes, bring your hands in front of your heart, and set an intention for the class. Release your hands on either side. Open your eyes and let's start. So on the next inhale, bring your hands up. Take your left hand with your right hand. Get as tall as you can and then move towards the right. Really feeling a stretch on the left side of your body. Inhale up slowly. Grow tall. Change. Take your right hand with your left hand, then move to the side. One side is going to be very different from the other. This one is feeling a lot more stretching. And the other one, inhale up. On the next exhale, as we lower the hands, we're going to move your left foot to the side. And then open your arms. Then slowly lower your arms. This is the first modification. You will not see it in traditional Chandrasana sequences. So the first thing, we're going to go into goddess pose. I've seen lots of videos in which they allow the feet to go diagonal. When you allow the feet to go diagonal, your knees is still making the exercises. You rotate and you kind of are trying to open your legs. I'm going to ask you to put your feet in a completely 90-degree angle looking to the side. And then to try to really bring awareness to the fact that the one joint making all these rotations should be the hip joint, not your knee joint at all. And bring your hands into your knees. And then just consciously press your knees against your hands against your knees. Lower as much as you can. Feel the engagement into the hips. Slowly inhale, go up. Your back foot rotates into a 90-degree angle, or it can go into kind of a 75-degree angle looking towards the back of the wall. But keep it on a 90. Open your arms and slowly start to bring your hips towards the front of the mat, your hand towards the back, and then release down for Trikonasana. Again, another modification that I do here is in a very traditional way, you will either try to get your fingers around your big toe, your index and ring finger around your big toe, or you keep it on your leg at some point. I'm going to ask you to eliminate the kind of placing the hand somewhere and just allowing it to float, and then bring all the exercise into your transversal abdominals. Really feel that you're working on the side of your body. Stay here just for one more breath. On the exhale, you're gonna start bending the knee. Bring your hand into the left side corner of your mat. Then bring the back leg up for Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. If you feel this is hard for you, you can keep your hand into your hip. You can go lower. You can go into the tip of your fingers, or you can use a block. One more breath here. Slowly bring your right hand down. Open a little bit into a standing split, just a little bit. And slowly start bending the front knee, really slowly with awareness. Bring your back foot back, and we're going to go into small crescent. On top of the toes, inhale, send your chest to the front, or in this case, the back of the mat. Feel the stretch into the hip flexor of your right side. We're going to do these 4 times and go a little bit deeper every single time. Slowly release, tuck your toes, extend the front leg, go a little bit back just for a counter split. Again, this is not traditional. But I find it for my knee that it's really good to stretch, allowing it to open before moving into another pose. Go back into where you were, into your crescent pose. From here, you're going to start rotating towards the side. So here's where possibly I find the biggest risk for my knees, where I am in the Chandrasana pose. Lift your back leg. And I'm going to ask you to really bring your heel, your left heel, down into the mat. If bringing your left heel down into the mat means that you have to go really up and keep the hands down, you keep the hands down. If you can, you go a little bit lower. Because of my knee, I'm not really supposed to go as deep as I can. So I'm going to stay up here. And again, feel the stretch into the inside of your hip. Hold it here. Once again, you can bring the hands down to protect your knee. Then you're going to move to the other side. Make sure your foot is in 90-degree angle and go here. Again, hands into your heart. Hold it, breathe through it. And turn to the side. Same thing as we did on the other side. Lower your knee, extend the front leg, move forward. Feel the stretch on the back of the leg in the hamstring. Bend the knee. Move your chest forward, keep the knee down. Feel the stretch into your left hip flexor. Nice. From here, slowly, we're going to start walking your hands to the front. Bring your back leg up, up, up. Standing split. From your standing split, Allow your right hand to go into the corner and open into your Ardha Chandrasana. So one more breath here. Slowly hand into your hip, look down, bend the knee and slowly go down. As you go down into the mat, extend the legs, move into your triangle pose. Trikonasana. Again, don't just allow the hand to go like a pendulum if you want to. Use the strength of the legs and your core and inhale up. Hands into your hips. Your feet are going to go into 90-degree angle. Look into the sides of the wall. Then lower yourself as much as you can. Place the hands into the knees. Then an imaginary force of your hands pushing against the knees and the knees pushing against your hands. Not a lot. Sufficient for you to feel the engagement on the adductors. One more breath. Slowly extend the legs. Hands into your heart. You're going to move to the side so you can bring your feet, look into the front or basically to the side of the wall and move again, this time into the back of the mat. So this is a very modified Chandrasana pose. We're going to add a little bit of poses of what I do when I'm on my therapy. And we're going to go a little bit deeper in some of the poses. Right, let's start, same thing. Release your hands on either side. Inhale, hands up. Stay up. Bring your right hand against your left. Come to the side. Inhale up. Go towards the other side. Inhale up. And as you release the arms, you're going to move to the side. Find your goddess pose. Same thing. Hands against the knees. Try to go a little bit lower here. From here, extend the legs. Keep your front foot looking to the front of the mat. The other one goes into 90 to 85-degree angle. Move to the side, Trikonasana. Use the hands, core engagement. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your hands into an L shape. Hold. And slowly release to the side. Bend your front knee. Your hand is going to go into the corner, the right corner of the mat. Inhale up. Ardha Chandrasana. Both hands down. Standing split. Slowly lower your foot down. Come into a small kind of crescent pose down into the floor. This time you can bring your hands into your hips. A little bit more of opening into your hip flexor. As you extend the leg, keep the hands into your hip. And as you lower forward, lower from the strength of your legs. Only if you need to bring the hands down. Inhale up. Lower all your feet back down, hands down, and help yourself to go to the side. Make sure, if you want to protect your knee, to bring your foot parallel with the knee. hands into prayer for Skandasana. You can go lower if you have the space. If you can go without your hands, go to the other side. Normally here they allow you to bring your heel up for the knees. That's not necessarily the best. Release your hands towards the other side. Go down, hands into the hips, extend the leg. Slowly go forward into a half Hanumanasana, Ardha Hanumanasana, but with the hands into the hips. Feel the stretch into the hamstrings, keeping the hands into the hips. Bend the front knee, stretch into your hip flexor. Beautiful. Bring your hands down. Start walking your foot forward. Half split. One more breath here. Now bring your left hand into the left side corner of the mat. Open. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Stay here, one more breath. Hands into your hip. Slowly start to lower, lower, lower. Extend the front leg. Go up, and then send your hips to the other side. And your arms go into a T. Trikonasana. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Goddess pose. Hands into the hips. Open. Once again, try to go as low as you can. Hold. Try to send your chest to the back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Go up. Both feet looking towards the front. Then go to the other side. Left side. I actually did it bad on pose. So we're going to correct this and do 2 towards the left. Okay? Your legs should feel a little bit, your hips should start feeling a little bit warm here. Let's do it a little bit faster, but still with engagement. So close your eyes once again, release your shoulders. Inhale, hands up. Take your left hand, so take your right hand, move towards the left. Inhale up, grow tall, move towards the right. Inhale up. As you release the arms and you put them into an opening position, you open your legs as well. Find the goddess pose, find your feet into a 90-degree angle. You can go side to side if you need to, just to open. God is here. We're going to add one pose here at the end. Hold, extend, 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 extend. Your foot, your right foot, left foot is going to look into a 90-degree angle. We're going to go forward into the right and Trikonasana to the back of the wall. Hold here, you can come into an L shape to use your core more. Release your right hand into the right corner of the mat. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Hold. Turn your body towards the back of the mat or the front in this case. Find your standing split. Make sure your hips are looking kind of straight and you're not opening into the hips. Inhale, forward, walk your hands slowly, lower your knee. Bring the knee down into the mat for Anjaneyasana. This time, hands into the hips. You can untug the toes or you can bring the hands up and open your chest. Really opening into your hip flexor. Stay with the hands up. Extend the front leg. Now feel like you're a diver. You're going to dive forward, hands forward. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Your leg is going to really have to keep you up. Keep the hands up if you can without touching the mat. Last breath, inhale up. Bend the knee. Use your hands to bring your body into the side, looking for Skandasana. You can go lower if you can now. Hands into prayer. Go into the other side. Lower now if you can. Adding a pose here. Go again into the center. Stay at the center. Bring your hands on the outside of your legs or into your feet, your heels, and move yourself forward and down. Try to keep the feet into 90-degree angle, or you can bring them slightly inward. Then lower yourself down, your head trying to touch the mat, but more important than that is feel that your ribs are trying to move towards the legs. Release the hands from where they are, bring them underneath your hips, and use that strength to move your body forward, to move your buttocks forward until you feel a really nice stretch into the back of the legs. It's all about the hips. One more breath here. Release. This time, walk your hands to the other side of the mat. Back. Release down on top of the toes. Hands into the hips or hands up, opening the chest. Really nice exercise for the hip flexors. Beautiful. Extend the front leg, keep the hands as they are, then dive forward and down. Hold, hold. Now release. Return to the front, tug your back toes. Walk your hands forward, come back into standing split. Try to rotate internally your left leg, your right leg, sorry. Inhale, look to the front. Your left hand goes into the corner of the mat, then opens into Chandrasana or the Chandrasana. Hands into your hips. Slowly lower your back foot down. As you extend, you can move directly into Trikonasana. You can go for the L shape into your arms, using the abs to hold you here. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Feet on the outside, towards the outside, goddess pose. Hands into your knees, knees into the hands. Try to lower a little bit more. You can move side to side if you need to. One more breath. Inhale up. Hands, and say, made the mistake, I will make the same mistake and return towards the left side. So we do consistently balance the pose. Beautiful. Last sequence. Inhale, hands up. Grab your right wrist. Move towards the left. Try to really stretch here. It's the last time you're going to stretch into this side. Inhale up. Change the hands. Move towards the right. Inhale, return. Keep the arms up. As you open the legs, you open the arms. Big step. Find your feet slowly. Hands into the knees, knees into the hands. Feel your internal muscles into the legs opening. Try to go as slow as you can. Last time you do this on the side. Release. Extend. Going to look towards the back, towards the opposite side. You're going to send your hips to the back and open your arms in Trikonasana. L shape if you want with the arms. Last breath. Exhale. You're going to rotate. Send your right hand towards the right side corner of the mat. Opening toward the Chandrasana. Hold. Last breath. Release both hands. Down. Open into really nice half split. Using hands, release your back foot to the back. Untuck the toes. Inhale up. This time, interlace your hands into the back and open your chest. Hip flexors. Really feel that your chest is going up, up, up. Nice. Back bend as well as really nice way of extending and bringing flexibility into your flexors. Keep the hands as they are. Extend the front leg. Move down. If you want, you can bring your hands up. Stretch your shoulders as you move forward. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Release. Use your hands to bring yourself again into this Skandasana in a safe way. Heels down and stay as high as you need or as low as you may want to go. If you can go low into the floor, you can go low now. You're a little bit warmer. Use the strength of your legs to bring you up. Change side, same thing. Stay up, or if you can, go all the way down. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Same thing. Use your arms or not. Come into the center, into the vision. Inhale, look forward, hands down underneath your shoulders. Exhale, release them. Move your heels slightly towards the outside so your toes get slightly inward. Then walk your hands to the back. Extend them to the back as much as you need. And use that to move your body towards the front, towards your front toes. Bringing weights into the balls of your feet. Your heels feeling like they're gonna fly, they're gonna go up, but not to allow them to go. Then feel the stretch into the back of the legs. Now really feel like you're opening your chest towards the back, your ribs towards your hips, towards your glutes. Inhale. Walk your hands towards the left side. That's where you were standing at the beginning. Use a little bit of momentum to bring yourself up into standing split. Try to go as high as you can here. Last time. Left hand into the left side corner of the mat. Find your the Chandrasana for the last time. Slowly look down, bring your foot down. As you stretch legs, you move into Trikonasana. Last time, you can use your core here as well. Hold. Inhale up. Last goddess pose. Bring your hands into the hips. Accommodate your feet first. Maybe you feel you can go a little bit, you can create more separation between the legs. Hands into the knees, knees into the hands. Try to go as low as you can and keep the back really stretched out. Slowly. Feel, if you start to shake like I'm shaking, that's good. Inhale, slowly go up, up, up. And move all the way where we began. Hands into prayer. And release. Grace, you want to take us through final poses?
Sure.
Right, pin her. Give me a second. And then unpin myself.
1 second.
No worries.
Just plugging in my laptop.
Battery.
Battery's about to die.
The Chandrasana sequence a little bit.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Great. So standing with your hands in prayer at your heart. Open your legs again to the side like we were doing in Goddess. And I want you to just sink down now into Malasana. Bring your feet a little bit close together so you can get into your Malasana. And we'll just move side to side a little bit here, feeling the opening that we've been doing in our hips. Focusing on opening the chest here, as well as opening the hips. So look up and bring your thumbs to your sternum. And we'll take one breath here, inhale. And in the next exhale, just sit your bum down on the ground and open your legs wide to the sides of the mat. So you've got a heel in each side of the mat. So with your hands in front, inhale your arms all the way up, clasp your hands, reach up to the sky. And exhale, lean your body forward, 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 as far as you can go. So it might just be you've got your fingers on the mat, on the floor, you've got your hands on the mat, on the floor. You might have your elbows down. We're going to do 5 breaths here. And I want you to think about externally rotating your thighs. So you're feeling your hips here. And that will help you to get a bit further down towards the ground. So really engaging your legs. And with every inhale, try and lengthen your spine. And with every exhale, move your body, your chest down a little bit further towards the ground. So inhale, exhale here. We'll do 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, move a little bit further towards the ground, feeling that those hips and the backs of the thighs really opening. 1 more breath. Inhale, exhale. And then the next inhale, raise your arms up slowly, slowly, slowly. Bring your arms up to the sky again. Clasp your hands, really pull up from your shoulders. And on your exhale, we're going to lean over the right leg with both of your hands. So you can come to bring your hands around the foot of your right leg, both either sides, or maybe they will just land on the leg. 3 breaths here. So we'll inhale again, lengthen your spine, and exhale, move your chest further towards your right leg. Again, engaging your thighs to externally rotate them, your hips. Inhale 2. Exhale, move your chin and your chest closer to your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, 3. On your next inhale, bring your arms up against the center, clasp your hands, push your hands up to the sky, really feeling length in your shoulders. And exhale, bring your arms over to your left side. Again, grasping around the foot or onto the leg if that's where you are. Inhale here. Exhale 1. Bring your chin and your chest down towards the ground. You can try and start bringing your elbows towards the ground. That really helps me to think about how I'm trying to orient my body. Inhale, exhale. 2 here, feeling your thighs still externally rotating. Inhale, exhale, 3 here. Inhale, bring your arms up to the center again, reach up. Try and get some length in your shoulders. Don't squeeze your shoulders to your ears. Try and drop your shoulders while you're lengthening your hands up to the sky. Bring length there. I'm going to exhale our right hand down behind our bum. So if your fingers are facing towards the back of the room. And we're going to inhale and lift our hips straight up. So we'll keep our left hand up. We'll press into our right hand behind and we'll lift our hips up. So inhale. Lift your hips up, pressing the hips up to the sky, kind of like a fallen star pose. Exhale 1. Inhale here. Exhale 2. Really push up, squeeze your glutes. Inhale and exhale your bum back down to the ground. Swap over your hands. So your left hand comes behind your bum, facing the back of the room. Your right hand in front, and just think about like you're going to zip yourself up. So inhale, zip yourself up into your full triangle. Engage your glutes. Engage your thighs. Again, external rotation. Point your toes. That will help really pushing your hips up to the sky. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale your body all the way back down to seated. And we're going to do a couple of back bends. So bring your feet together alongside of your mat. And bring yourself, bend your knees and bring yourself back into your preparation for bridge pose. So lying on your back, scoop your feet so they're quite close to your bum. And we're going to clasp our hands underneath our back and lift up our hips. Push up to the sky into bridge. So we'll do this 2 times and then we'll try and wheel. And we'll try and do wheel with the wall. Okay, so preparing for bridge pose. So inhale, start moving your bum up, your spine up and coming onto the top of your shoulders, really pushing up your hips up to the sky like we just did in star pose. Clasping your hands together. Pressing your hands and your arms really strongly into the ground as you push up your hips. Inhale, exhale 1 here. Really push your hips up again, engage your legs and engage your glutes as well. Inhale, exhale 2. Inhale, exhale 3, and start moving your body back down to the ground, vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing your bum back down, and just windshield wiper your legs side to side. So use that out a little bit. We'll do 1 more there, and then if you want to, we'll go into wheel, or you can stay in bridge. Okay, so we'll go back up into bridge. So inhale, lift your bum up, press your hips up to the sky, really press into the tops of your shoulders, pressing your arms and your clasped hands really strongly into the ground to help you to lift those hips up, clench your glutes, are you pushing up, 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 1 more breath here, inhale, And exhale your bum all the way down to the ground. Again, windshield wiper your legs side to side, your knees and your back, just getting some relief here. Now we're going to try wheel. So if you have wheel already and you feel pretty comfortable with it, then that's fine, you just go ahead with that. But something that my teacher has been trying with us is doing wheel against the wall, or using the wall to help you to push up into wheel, which has helped some of my students who are like more of the beginners. So you want to get your fingers like this and basically put them like this against the wall. So you've got your arms in kind of wheel position, but your thumb and your pointer fingers are downwards facing against the wall. So that's, you don't have to do that, but if you want some support, I'll demonstrate against the wall so you can see that. Okay, so we'll do just one wheel, I think. So if you are using the wall, placing your thumb and your pointer fingers against the wall, again, scooching your heels near to your bum, and we'll inhale and start to push against the wall with your hands, push with your feet against the floor, and really push yourself up into the full wheel, trying to move your chest towards the wall. And we'll be here for just 2 more breaths. If you're doing a wheel away from the wall, then that is also more than fine. If you're still in bridge, then no problem. And bring yourself down gently, 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 until you come back into your kind of bridge pose. Okay, so we'll just do a little spine twist here, lying down. So bring your right leg over your left leg. Kind of tuck your right leg at the back of your left leg. And then lift up your knees and bring them over to your left-hand side. Bring your arms out straight like we had in goddess pose. And try not to lift your right shoulder off the ground. Try and keep your right shoulder, both your shoulders pressed into the ground. Move your head over to look towards your right hand. And feel the twist here in your kind of outer hip, in your chest, in your back. And inhale, bring your feet back to the center and switch the cross of your legs. So you've got your left over your right and the toe, if you can, tucking up behind your right foot, your right leg. And again, lift up your legs and then start bringing them over to the right hand side. Again, trying to keep both shoulders pressed into the mat. So if that means that your knees don't go all the way down to the ground, that's fine. We're trying to stretch the back and side hip muscles. So we don't need to get the knees down to the ground. Left, looking towards your left hand. Just feeling that twist in your side and side hip. I know for me, on this side particularly, it's a lot more difficult for me to get my knees down because my hip is a bit tighter here. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, bring your legs back up to the center. And we'll just do an inversion before we come into Shavasana. So we'll go into shoulder stand, if that's okay for you. If you have any neck issues, or you don't want to go into full shoulder stand, then you can just go against the wall and put your feet straight up the wall. If you don't want to go on your shoulders, you can just go into an L shape against the wall. But otherwise, so to bring your bum up, roll your knees back towards your forehead, and from there, bring your hands into your upper back. And bring your feet all the way up to the sky. into your shoulder stand. Again, trying to engage the thighs, keeping them active even though they're just floating in the air. Again, we're doing a sort of external rotation with the thighs, bringing in the core, and try to get your hands a bit further up your upper back. Looking up towards your toes. We'll be here for about 5 more breaths. So just let all of the energy that we have been creating through our Chandranamaskar sequence come down from your toes and into your head, charging you up with restorative energy, flow, soothing you. Just stay there for 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And then if you have Halasana, the plow pose, you can go from up in shoulder stand to start bringing your feet, your toes back behind your head. Maybe you end up kind of still floating in the air. Maybe your toes come down to the ground behind you. Again, your hands are clasped and straight, pulling away from you, pulling away from your back, pressing against the ground while your toes are going towards the back of the room and over your chest. So feeling the opening in the upper back here. If your toes touch the ground, you can untuck them. Inhale. 1. Exhale here. Inhale 2. Exhale here. Inhale 3. And your exhale, just start to slowly, either with your knees bent or with your legs straight, start to roll your spine back down onto the ground until you come into lying down in Shavasana. Feeling the core engaged a little bit here. And then when you're down on the ground, close your eyes, bring your hands open, facing up next to you, your arms straight. Just let your body relax into the ground in our final Shavasana, corpse pose, or resting pose. And bring back the intention that you set at the beginning of the class. Just let that come to your mind and focus on it. And then because this is a Chandranamaskar full moon sequence, the full moon is starting to wax away. I don't know which one it is a little bit now, but still, we're kind of still in the full moon glow. So I want you to imagine a full moon, to visualize a kind of yellow, silvery, whitish full moon shining in the sky, shining over an ocean. The white light you can see going along the tops of the waves. You can see the glowing ring around the moon in the sky. It's lighting up palm trees. It's lighting up the sides of buildings. And this silverish, yellow, whitish light is kind of filtering down to you like little particles of glitter or dust. And as it comes down to you, you feel it come into and enter your head through the top of your head in your crown chakra. It enters your body and you start to feel your body itself light up with this yellow and white and silverish light. And it starts filling you up from your head to your neck to your shoulders down to your hands and the tips of your fingers, through your torso, through your core, to your hips, from your hips all the way down your legs to the ends of your toes and your heels. And you are glowing yourself with this moonlight that has filled you up. And everywhere that it touches, it cools it down, it soothes it, it releases it. And particularly because we've been working this today in your hips, just let that light glitter and soothe and cool down your hip flexors. And then go down your thighs to your knees and just let it kind of circulate around your knees, soothing any pains we might have in the knees, any issues we have. Just bringing some lightness and relief to your knees. And when you're ready, start to make your way over to your left side. So bring your knees up, turn your body over onto your left side, and just pause here a second. Some yogis say that we do this pose at the end after Shavasana before we come up to sitting again, because it's like we're back in the womb and we're just taking a moment as a fetus again before we are reborn from our practice into waking life. So when you're ready, just push yourself up into an easy seated position. With your legs crossed or one heel in front of the other, or your feet in half lotus or full lotus. Bring your hands onto your knees. Take in a deep inhale. And deep exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale your palms together at your heart center. And lift your prayer hands up to your forehead. We give thanks to all of the wonderful thoughts and ideas that come into our minds. And we try to our best to think in the right way with clarity and compassion. Bring your hands into your mouth. We also try to speak in the right way, clearly, compassionately, say nice things to ourselves and others. Bring your hands back down into your heart. We'll also try to feel and act compassionately, kindly to ourselves and others. Thank you very much.